afternoon and welcome to Real Chicks Rock Presents Real Discussions. I am your host, Michelle Dawsbert, and as always, I'm super excited to be here. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Today marks our first show in season 7. Yes! We are going into our 7th year of having these dope conversations with people. But I want to thank all the new listeners. For those that are checking us out for the first time, Real Chicks Rock is all about creatively collaborating, connecting, and raising awareness regarding issues that impact women. And we do it by way of community service, mentoring, public speaking, and we do it on this platform too, the arts. And this is where I get an opportunity to talk to people that I admire. We also talk about issues that impact us here. But today it's about people that I admire, people that are passionate about what they do. Hopefully we can get some inspiration by their journey and learn from them. And today is no different. I am honored. Because if you're in Atlanta and you know anything about hip hop, you have seen this man to the left of me, none other than Drez the Beatnik. Drez, how you doing, my brother?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm awesome. And of course, an honor to have you here today with me.
To be here. Thank you so very much.
Let's get right into it. Born and raised in Philadelphia?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me a little bit about that for you as a kid growing up.
Well, the neighborhood that I'm from is the section of Philadelphia that I'm from is from the Germantown section.
Okay.
You see the city of Philadelphia from a map, it looks like a tugboat.
Yeah.
My neighborhood is actually the chimney
Of the tugboat.
of the tugboat.
Okay.
That's the Germantown section.
Okay.
So within that, my neighborhood is called West Oak Lane.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's where all of this started.
Oh, okay. So give it to me. Paint the picture some more. So growing up in this neighborhood as a kid, what was the music that you were listening to? Can you remember some of the tracks?
In the house, it was always gospel and jazz.
Okay.
And R&B. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until I was able to go outside that I pretty much discovered hip hop.
Okay. And when were you able to go outside? Strict parents? What was the deal?
Not necessarily strict parents, but an academic household.
Okay.
Is what I grew up in. You can't really do what you want to do till you take care of what you got to take care of.
Word up. Okay.
School is your job. Mm-hmm. You do your job well. Mm-hmm. You can enjoy the world.
Okay.
If school isn't taken care of, then you know what you got to do.
Okay. Okay.
That's what it was.
So as we're going outside as a kid, you're discovering a different sound than what was resonating in your house?
Yes.
What was it?
Well, the song that actually, I always tell people, everybody has a gateway song. Like hip hop, if hip hop is a culture and it's a drug,
yeah,
music is gateway music.
Okay.
And my gateway drug, if you will, my gateway song was "My Part of Town" by the Tough Crew.
Is that right?
Yeah, and it's a Philly anthem. You ask anybody easily over 35.
Okay. Yeah.
About that song, they know exactly what you're talking about. It's nothing, it's nothing new or foreign.
Right.
You know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And that song definitely resonates with me. So much so, when I had the opportunity to record my live album, I actually did a cover of that song.
Really?
On it, yeah. Yeah.
What was it about that song that just resonated so much with you?
Everything. Well, first off, it was the first song I ever heard that shouted out my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's always dope.
That's always
dope. That's always dope to hear in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you hear in the neighborhood, and then you just was like, when it's my turn, you just want to kind of pay it forward.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. That's what you got to do. Mm-hmm. So how old were you when you heard this song?
Oh Lord. Shoot. 13?
Yeah, I was going to say 12. Looked like 12 in your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's some good stuff. So while we're in Philly and this is our neighborhood, were we hearing some sounds in other parts of the world, like maybe New York or something that was inspiring you?
A little, like Philadelphia gets a little bit of everything.
Right.
So, and mostly because of the TSOP, like the town of Philadelphia,
love them.
Is that magnet that just attracted a lot of stuff. And Philadelphia radio was unique as well at the time. So Yeah, I mean, I heard a little bit of everything, like, everything from Rapper's Delight, to Rock Box, Roxanne, to NWA and EZE, and all of that. Like, I mean, we got a little bit of everything. Like I said, like Awesome Dre out of Detroit, Luke
from down in Miami,
Bass Sound, and even pre-Outkast Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? We're talking like Raheem, we're talking Shy D.
Yeah.
All of that made its way up to Philadelphia.
By the way, Shy D is from my block. Shouts out to government named Peter Jones.
Mr. Jones, yes.
Coming from Bronx River Projects. What's up? So I want to talk to you a little bit about high school. Did you get to infuse more of this hip hop sound for you
Actually,
in high school? No, still on the academic journey.
Well, for me, growing up, I sang in choirs.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, since I could talk, I was singing.
Yeah.
So it was choirs, choirs and singing groups.
Yeah.
Things like that, district choirs.
Yeah. Well, this is a shift. Like, this is a change, and I'm trying to get on. How do we get from singing in choirs? And you are a very intelligent man. You're very smart, academically smart. We sense that, we hear that in the way you articulating your communication skills. So kudos to your parents by instilling that to you in an early age. And then being able to sing and being in these groups. I'm trying to understand, when did we transition into this love of hip hop? And how did we get to New York? Did we ever spend some time in New York?
Well, to answer the first part of your question, actually, I mean, I've done a lot with regards to R&B. I did, and I say a lot, I mean, as far as my bucket list is concerned.
Right.
I wrote and sold music. I got placements. I sang in local groups. I won talent shows.
Man.
Things like that. But as I started to grow and develop into my consciousness, I came to the understanding that R&B couldn't satisfy those urges.
Understood.
Those needs. Like, it's kind of hard to fuse Malcolm X and Luther Vandross at the same time.
Yeah, I know that's right.
So you have to give up one in order to embrace the other. And at the time, hip hop spoke more to what I wanted to say than R&B did.
Okay.
Keep in mind, don't get me wrong. When it's all said and done, I still want to be Venus Flytrap. I still want to play slow jams at the end of the night, But for the time being, I just felt like I could attempt to provide more of a difference.
Okay.
Through this vehicle.
Do you remember the song or the era that really awakened your consciousness? Was it Public Enemy, or was it a little earlier in the hip hop era?
It was Stetsasonic. It was Stetsasonic.
Okay.
It was earlier than that, like Stetsasonic.
Yes.
And if I'm really dating myself and dating what I was exposed to, we're talking Douglas 3,
the
Lost Poets, we're talking Gil Scott Heron, Brian Jackson, Almost Lost Detroit, like that was some of the stuff that was playing in my house.
Okay.
So to be able to hear that frequency and messages outside of home, and then also like late 80s, early 90s hip hop, when that fused with jazz.
Yeah.
You start hearing jazz samples and things like that, and it's like I'm listening to this music, like, oh, that's blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not even worried about the songs. I'm identifying the samples. My friends are looking at me like I'm weird. I'm like, no, I'll be right back. I'm coming back with the record. Like, listen, this is it.
Yeah, yeah,
know?
you had it.
Yeah, this is the mighty Quinn.
Right.
Like no, that's just leaders of the new school.
Right, no.
That's Ramsey Lewis.
Wow.
So I'm doing that.
Wow.
And, I guess I'm crate digging before it became
it became a thing. Word up. Yeah, you were. And it's amazing because your fabric was already starting to be entwined just based on the R&B, the jazz at home. And then here's this thing called hip hop, taking it to a lot of James Brown being sampled, a lot of that. But the jazz side for us, honestly, was hard for us we was like, we like that. But if we didn't listen to it like you did in your house, we wouldn't have known.
Right.
So here it is.
Yeah.
So now you feel like you got a platform. Now you're starting to feel like this is a home for you.
Yeah, like it started feeling familiar.
Yeah.
And the energy was right.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't, get out of here. It wasn't.
Right.
It was very embracing.
Yeah.
To me, which, you fast forward 30, 40 years. That's the thing that's lost the most. That that all-encompassing history lesson. That's super important when it comes to any and every tradition. Oral, written.
Yeah.
And musical. Like, you need that. And right now, I hear a lot of cats in my generation become the disgruntled old.
Yeah, come on, Drez. Yeah,
like they give the energy they got when they were the youngins' age, and it's like, well, but you didn't share it. You didn't share it, so how can you be mad? How can you be mad if you were just selfish? And I stand on that.
Yeah,
like that a lot of what our generation has in terms of issues with the new sound. Right. This is their time. This is the young
This is their time. Yes.
This is their time. A lot of the issues that we have is literally because we grew up in we grew up as Reaganomics babies. 80s Reaganomics babies. We were selfish.
Yeah, we were. I'm gonna get mine. You got to get yours. Right. And we wrote about that, didn't we?
Wrote about that.
You know what I'm saying? I got mine. You got to get yours. Yep. So and we did ourselves a disservice in that regard because now there's a gap.
Yep.
And people feel that they don't need to know bars or know the origin. They're just here to do it the way they feel they need to do it, express themselves, and get the bag.
And then when you watch other cultures embrace the culture, the way, by the tenets that were laid down. Like I see it all the time.
All the time.
I see plenty of non-people of color that love it.
Break dancing.
Love it, respect it, honor it.
Yeah.
Collect it.
Yeah.
Know it backwards and forwards.
Dressing like us. Yeah.
It's not even a dressing thing. I'm talking like deeper than that.
Yeah.
Like the rabbit hole goes super deep.
Ooh.
Hell, at this point, we can easily say that a good 70% of this culture is supported by white people. And not just on a corporate level, on a consumer level.
Today.
There are more white people that could quote Lil Baby. But we can't talk about that.
Yeah, you could talk about it. No, you could talk about it because you're hitting on all cylinders. Because that's a deficit. And so, Drez, what do you think we could do or should do to bridge that, to course correct that if possible?
Well, I think one of the things that we need to do is actually make smart the new cool.
Okay.
It's okay to be smart.
Okay.
And make it okay, like normalize being intelligent. Like, can we do that?
Yeah.
Normalize other ways of going to get the bag. Like, we all don't have to be rap stars.
Right.
I mean, hell, there's still plenty of room for vocational.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there's plenty of room for tradesmen.
Right.
Everybody don't have to have a white collar.
Right, right.
You know.
Right.
And you know, I just there's a lot of normalizing that needs to happen in order to kind of change the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And we're behind in our narrative of what this is that we created.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's ours.
But
Yeah.
you know, we forget it.
Yeah.
I mean, like right now, this culture is being led by a generation of what I call suburban poetic black nerds that were raised by black parents who were one foot out of the ghetto.
Yeah.
One generation out of the ghetto that wanted their kids to have better than what they had.
Right.
So they gave them everything, but never gave them the sense of value.
Wow.
You can't. You know, you got to earn this. What you mean earn it?
Yeah.
Earn it.
Earn it.
I came out of you.
Yeah.
You're supposed to give it to me.
Right.
No, you gotta earn it. I don't understand this earning thing. But I'm great at Xbox.
I know.
I don't know this earning thing, but you understand? I have 1 million followers.
Right. Yes, it's a different thing.
It's the generation of the shortcut. Everybody has a shortcut or a cheat code to get to the bag now.
Yeah.
And while that might be a great thing, I mean, you know, I applaud the ease of getting it.
Right.
However, there are no shortcuts to the bag.
Right. Or sustainability.
Right.
Sustainability is important too.
No.
Man, you dropped something there. I want to talk to you about your earlier years, you know, as a young teenager, as a young adult, the vibe, the energy in Philly, in New York. Did New York get your attention? You spent some time in New York?
I have spent some time in New York, but it was mostly as a young adult. Like, for me growing up in Philly, it was not just about having bars, it was also about being able to dance.
Right.
You know, like we had all facets of the culture.
Yeah.
So, I spent time, there's a particular point in my career where I was a Def Comedy Jam.
I saw the clips.
You know, and I'm proud of that.
Yes,
you know, like
and you were pretty good too.
I did that. That was me.
Yes.
That was nobody else.
Yes.
So, you know, that got me to New York.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, I spent the summer in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yet opened my eyes to a whole lot of other things.
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
And that was like in between here and coming back here. Like I had just left Clark Atlanta University.
Okay.
I went back home to Philadelphia. I transferred to Temple, and I was right before my senior year. That summer, that's where my New York experience happened.
Gotcha.
And that ended. I went back to school, finished my senior year,
Good.
and got a job back here in Atlanta, which brought me back. So
that was your tri-state area.
Yeah.
Atlanta, New York, and Philly. That was your tri.
That was my tri.
That was your tri-state area doing that. Good for you. Congratulations on finishing. Because oftentimes people don't. They start with good intentions. They don't finish.
That one scene with George Stanford Brown and Kid on House Party 2, where he's like, you know, when you leave, you never come back.
Right.
Oh, that haunted me. That haunted me. I was like, no, I gotta, you know, because Kid was like, well, don't worry, you know, get the money, I'm gonna come back. And he was like, son, everybody says they're gonna come back, but nobody ever comes back. It's like, fuck that. I gotta finish. Finish what I started.
You know, and you know, you being in Brooklyn, I saw your eyes light up when you said it opened me up to some things. Cause now it was like you're in the pinnacle spot in the time and everything. Hip hop's on 10.
Right. It's Flatbush.
You know, you can't. Woo.
Right. I'm literally like off of Flatbush on Lefferts.
Yes, you're in there.
Yeah. So it's like you get to see, for me anyway, like I'm seeing the things I've only heard in the music.
Right.
You know, so it's like, wait a minute. oh shit, that's where blah blah blah.
Right,
and
right,
that's this,
right.
And that's that, and there's
Yeah,
this, and there's
it's
this.
real life.
Like, oh, these are actual places.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, now the dots are connected.
Yes.
Now I see why it's a thing here.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the way it hit me when I heard my neighborhood shout it out on a song.
Yeah.
Imagine every song.
Talking about Brooklyn.
Talking about where you're from.
Style, whatever, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Every song from every rapper talking about where you're from.
Queensbridge.
Right.
Everything. Hollis. Everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah, yeah.
I get the alleged arrogance of New Yorkers. It's like when you telling me my shit's the best.
Yeah.
I gotta walk.
Yeah, you gotta walk with him with the Timbs on.
High.
With the Timbs on,
Yeah.
yo. With the Timbs on. So I want to talk about Drez now. You've gotten this vibe, this energy in New York. You come back to Atlanta. How did it percolate for you? Did you feel like, listen, I feel like this is a lane, or did somebody step to you? How did you become this icon that we know today? How did it start?
I got pissed.
What? At what?
So I got back here and I started working for this market research firm.
Okay.
My degree was in marketing. And I had every intention of taking this job and, and doing the 30 years and retire with the watch and pen,
right.
and, the wife and kids and house out in Ellenwood.
Right.
I had it all.
You're mapped out.
I had it all mapped out. Papa was not going to do the Buckhead thing.
Right.
Me in the West Side don't do too well. Me in the South Side, it's foreign to me.
Yeah.
I know the East Side.
Yeah.
Let me just go ahead and set up shop here. I'm gonna do this here, like on the DeKalb side.
Yes.
Yes. Not the Henry side.
Not the Henry side. Not Clayton, but
right.
DeKalb.
DeKalb. I knew exactly. I promise you, I knew exactly where it was happening. And so, what ended up happening was I was doing a lot of great work for this company, or what I thought was great work. And when the time came to ask for a raise, what ended up happening was it was, we want you to stay and train somebody.
Okay.
Not a problem. Cool. What do you want me to train them to do? Well, we want you to help train them to lead the team. I've been here.
Right.
I put in to lead the team.
Right.
Nobody else wanted to do it. I'm here.
Right.
I've already been trained.
Yeah.
Why are we bringing in somebody new that don't know anything, and then you're asking somebody to train them to do the thing that they already know?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it felt insulting.
It was.
After a while, it what ended up happening was just after taking offense, being upset about it, calming down, and trying to look at it objectively and see it for what it is, I came to find out that there was a line of nepotism involved in it, and that's what took me over the top. It's like, oh, it's not just training this person. This person happens to be blood of the number 2 of the whole company. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. So I went and filed a lawsuit, and I was homeless for about a good 9 months.
Wow.
I left a good job, and the idea of going back home to Philly was nowhere involved in the plan.
Right.
So ended up settling out of court, and then pretty much the rest was just I'm gonna bet on me. Okay. That was it.
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna bet on myself, and whatever happens, happens.
Okay.
But if it doesn't work, I have nobody to blame, and I'm happy with that.
Okay.
Like I'm not in it to be rich.
Right.
I'm not in it to to be Scrooge McDuck and swimming in money. You know what I'm saying? It's not about that. You know, I have a, you know, I have a discipline to myself, and I have a plan. It might not make me the most attractive man on the planet, because, you know, sometimes a man with means is pretty ugly. He's a pretty ugly dude.
Or not well liked.
Yeah. So, you know, what ended up happening, like I said, I just bet on myself. I put everything into what initially was a crew I started with my best friends, my day ones from home, that turned into my college thesis. And that was Four Kings Entertainment.
Okay.
And I found some good people down here, and brought the idea to Atlanta, and just needed a couple hands that, you know, were willing to get dirty with me.
Okay.
And you know, I found them, and we did a lot of great, phenomenal work as a collective. And that's, you know, that was 97. That was actually April 4th, 97.
Wow.
Which is, in Atlanta, a crazy day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I remember somebody had written about it. It said, writing about the company, it said Atlanta had to lose one king in order for four kings to rise. And I thought that was poetic in and of itself, because I had never thought about it that way. Like, that was the day, you know, we lost Dr. King. So, and then, you know, the whole, you know, synchronicity of number 4, and you know, and again, a whole nother rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Astral, you know, geometry and all of that stuff.
Numbers, power of the numbers and what it means and all that.
Yes.
So now you guys are just doing things here in Atlanta.
We're doing the things that we haven't seen. That was the whole point. Right? The whole idea was, if you haven't seen it, suggest it. Okay. And then we'll find a way to make it happen. Okay. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, I was that hungry for ideas.
I hear you.
Like, I don't care what it is. If you've never seen it before, right, it has to be that. This is hip hop based. You gotta have style and learn to be original. Right. Everybody's gonna want to diss you. Right. You can't bite nobody's style. So if you've never seen it, that's the right thing to do. So with those marching orders, that's where the Dread Poets Revival came from. That's where Realm 4 came from. That's where Mic Club came from. Like, all of that came from us not seeing it before. You know, but having just enough familiarity where it's not scary to people. Right. Like, oh, I've seen that before, but I haven't seen it like this before. Which brings me to what I'm currently doing that I'll discuss with you. You know, like, that started with a whole nother conversation. Yeah. Actually, that started with a conversation in Detroit.
How did it go?
So I'm talking with some friends of mine, and this is like after Art Beats and Lyrics, and we got to talking about producers, and of course we're in the home of perhaps the greatest hip hop producer that ever walked the earth. May you rest in peace, Mr. Yancey. Yeah. You know, Jay Dilla. And it's like, well, you know, have you ever seen or heard of a female producer? And everybody's like, well, yeah. I'm like, in hip hop? In hip hop. And then that starts a whole conversation. Now, the conversation started with just 3 people. All of a sudden, 3 people turn into 5 people. 5 people turn into 8 people. 8 people turn into 16 people. Right. 16 turn into 50 people in a restaurant in under an hour. Wow. So everybody's throwing ideas across the room. Shit. Pardon my language. And I'm sitting back and I'm watching because I know what I did.
Yeah.
I just was like, yeah, here's a knife. Handle yourself. I knew what I was doing. So, y'all fight it out.
Yeah.
And I watched them fight it out, and I'm sitting here and I'm looking and I'm watching, I'm looking. My girlfriend's with me. I'm like, you see this?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I think you might have something. I'm like, I think so too. It's like we paid the bill, dipped out.
What?
They still going.
Wow.
I was like, oh yeah, we gotta. As soon as we got back to the hotel room, I started writing it up.
Okay.
So, I'm like, yeah. So the idea turned from a conversation to let's produce an all-female producer battle.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
We've never seen it.
Never.
Like, we've seen the ladies come in to beat battles. We've seen that. I think all of y'all have seen it. But, and it's a boys' club.
Yeah.
I hate calling it what it is, but that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Boys' club.
That's what it is.
So the idea was, since we've never seen it before, and this is how we operate, let's kick the boys out, or give the boys popcorn and have them sit in the seats.
Right.
Have them sit in the bleachers and watch this. Because I'm sure, I'm more than certain that they're, and when I say hip, I'm talking hip hop, not rap. I just want to make sure I clarify this for some of y'all. While I love Missy Elliott, Missy makes R&B and pop music. And without Timbaland, there's no Missy as a producer.
Okay. It's on the table. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Feel free, call in. Text in. Whatever you want to debate with, feel free. The lines are now open. I don't even know what the number is. Go to Real Chicks at Instagram. Feel free.
There you go.
Yes.
And drop your questions and comments and concerns. Yes.
And also, Sylvia Robinson of Sugar Hill Records was the original Puffy.
Yes.
You heard
it here first.
Yes, so that's two names that are automatically disqualified from this conversation.
Wow.
Everybody else that you named, I'm speaking about female producers on a Pete Rock, Primo, Dilla, Madlib level. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's heavy.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's heavy.
So, and the time has come.
Yes.
Like, they're out there.
Yeah.
I put the question out on my social. The suggestions that came back, I'm sitting here like, oh, these broads can burn. I'm like, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. So now it's, how do I put this together?
Yes.
Because they all don't live here.
Yeah.
They all don't live here in Atlanta.
Right.
However, we do have the world's busiest airport.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing to fly here.
Yeah.
So let's figure out how to make it sweet enough for everybody to want to book a ticket
and be here,
in a hotel room
and be
to come
here.
and compete.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at right now.
Okay. At least they answered the call.
Yes.
Because we you asked me and I was like, I don't know.
Right.
You know.
Right. Because nobody thinks.
Nobody's thinking about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
And that's you. And that has been your art form in this space, because you have brought different things to Atlanta. But we felt the safety of the familiarity you talked about, which is hip hop. Hip hop, not rap, but hip hop. Hip hop.
Right.
People actually putting pen to paper.
Right.
Lyricists.
Right.
Poets.
Right.
Yeah.
Sean Carter is an anomaly.
Yeah.
That's not how it's done.
Yeah. Because he didn't write nothing down.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not how
off the dome, off the top. Yeah.
No, you gotta
write it down. Most people write it down.
Right. No, all of us. 99% of us, 99.9% of us write it down. You know, we can. It's not some. It's all of us.
Now, how did you get sought after as a host and an MC? Is it because of your work that you've done?
Well, I tell folks all the time, you gotta pay what you weigh when it comes to this.
Okay.
So I didn't necessarily. No, I take that.
Take it back.
I produced my own events where I had the host. Mm-hmm. I initially didn't want to be the host.
Okay.
Like I had the perfect guy in place to host. He just caught a case of cold feet at the 11th hour.
Okay.
And the show still had to go on. So because of that, I had to do it. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But it's not the thing I wanted to do.
Really? Mm-mm. And you're so good at it.
Well, I like people.
You do like people.
And that's the first thing to this job. Mm-hmm. Like being an entertainer, period, on some level, you gotta like people. Mm-hmm. If you don't like people, what's the point?
Mm-hmm. You like people.
Right. Yeah. I didn't get in this on some egotistic, narcissistic level. Mm-hmm. Like I actually like people getting to the same destination at the same time. No matter how long it takes, we leave nobody behind.
Right.
You know, no, get off the wall, come and get involved.
Yeah.
I'm not getting. Do I have to step off this stage
Did
with this microphone, come grab you and get you on the floor?
You said that. I see you host when KRS-One came to town. You were like crowd participation, involvement, especially when the DJ is spinning, like you're working.
Ain't no strangers here.
Yeah, no strangers here. We had the best time at 595. That was awesome.
This is our house of rejoicing.
Yeah.
You know, we're not here to worship. We're here to just fellowship. Yeah. Everybody's got to get them. Everybody has a job in this little microcosm. That is this show, this event, this moment. So if you're not doing your job, and I see that you're not doing your job, yes, I'm going to encourage you. To do politely, respectfully. To do your job. Do your job. You spent your money, like, bro, you're not getting it back. So like if you have a messed up time, that's on you. I just don't need you going home talking shit.
Yeah, right.
I went to this event.
It was whack.
It was whack.
Yeah,
no. You were whack.
Because you didn't bring all the whole time.
Right. You got dressed up.
Woo.
You went and bought expensive cologne.
And sneakers.
And threads.
Yeah.
You got in your car.
Yeah.
You paid for gas.
Yeah.
You used the GPS to travel across town. You paid for parking. Paid the cover. Bought alcohol. Only to sit
and be miserable.
Miserable.
Yeah. Shame on you.
Shame, come on.
I've seen you defuse situations at A3C, especially when Nas came that year.
Yeah.
People was getting a little tense. And, you know, sometimes when things are behind schedule, tempers get a little, is he going to show? Is it going to be what it's going to be? Get off me. Get out. You know, people get a little tight. And I've seen you be able to calm people down.
Yeah, because we forget.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Like,
yeah.
I get it. We all don't want to.
Yeah. Or waiting. Yeah. Right.
But like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah.
All this. Are you looking around? You see all these beautiful women.
Yeah, that's what you tell them.
You really gonna do this? You're gonna do this right here, right now.
Cause we in here.
Her.
Yeah.
Look at her. That could be your future wife.
That could be something.
You fumbling
right now.
You sure this is what you want to do right now in front of all? Hey, listen. And of course, to the people listening at home, it's a lot more R-rated than how.
Yeah, a little bit more.
But you just don't do that. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, a lot of us men in hip hop literally got involved in hip hop to impress women.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
Listen, your favorite rapper's favorite rapper got involved in this for the attention and affection of a lady.
Of a woman. Wow.
No.
Wow.
I am no different.
You're no different.
No, I'm no different. I'm not going to sit here and act like I am above the fray. No, I am not. But the thing is, when traditionally these events are a boys' club, you know, and it comes with all of the things that come with being men. You know, we're a pack of animals here, if you will, and everybody's fighting to be an alpha in the audience, waiting on an alpha to come on stage and perform.
Yeah, it
feels stupid. Yeah. When you really sit back and think about it feels stupid. So the watchers do misguided things in those situations. It's like, dude, you're messing it up for everybody. Like, this one guy might not even be here for the fight, but since you nudging and pushing him, now you're going to make him have to want to fight.
Right.
He was looking at her the whole
time. Yeah.
Now you done
messed it up.
You done bumped him.
Yeah.
He done lost his concentration. She done walked off.
Yeah.
He can't find her ever again. Now that's a story he's going to have to tell when he's 40 or 50 years old. This one time when I was 20, I was at this show at this hip hop festival, and I saw her, and then some asshole bumped me, and again. Like, man, you messing up generations.
For real. Just relax. You gotta relax. You gotta relax. How does it feel, Drez, to be that guy? When, you represent, to me, and I'm speaking maybe for some others, but you represent a genre of music here in the South, in Atlanta, which is hip hop as we know it. Anything related to hip hop on a major scale, you've been associated with it. How does that feel for you?
I've never really thought about it.
Really?
I've never thought about
That's, ladies and gentlemen, where they say that's a really good question.
Thank you for that. It is a really good question.
Yeah.
I guess I got into it to meet my heroes.
Okay. That's honest.
And there is a saying, like, never meet your heroes because they'll always disappoint you. I've yet to be disappointed.
That's awesome, Drez. That's awesome.
I for real yet to be disappointed. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying if any of my heroes or friends of my heroes or associates of my heroes happen to see this and pass it on, this is not a personal challenge. Yeah. Disappointment.
Right. Don't start now.
Please don't.
Yeah.
But I've never been disappointed.
Nice.
Like, I think for me, I want to be around the things that keep me young and believing. Like, I can't front. I have a mild case of Peter Pan syndrome. Like, I always want to be a kid.
Yeah.
I adult.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'll adult when I have to adult, but for the most part, I remember what it's like to go to park jams. I remember what it's like to watch a DJ spin at a block party.
Yes.
I remember what getting cardboard.
Yes.
I remember going to the corner store and getting a plastic milk crate, hanging on the back of a light pole, play basketball.
Come on, Drez.
Like, I remember watching girls cheerlead in the street and double dutch and play Scully.
Yes.
I remember these things. So, like, my deal for me is to always get as close to 73 as possible. That's how I want my events to be.
Okay.
That's the energy I want to be around. And when you meet me, that's what you're meeting. And that's me 24/7, 365. I'm not trying to be nobody else. And I don't want anybody else trying to be me.
Got you.
I know I'm a one of one. I absolutely know. Who wears this?
Yeah, follow the hat.
All year round.
Yeah.
This is wool. This is double wool.
Double wool. I see it. Yeah,
You know?
it's two and it's
Right.
double. Follow the hat.
But it's this thing. Like I said, for me, it's about meeting my heroes and keeping my heroes encouraged.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Like, I'll give you a perfect example. The first time I got to meet Ghostface Killer, right?
Yeah.
Been a fan since '95.
Right.
Usually, since
The Wu came out.
Since the Wu came out.
Right.
So the first time I get to meet him is like 2008. He's playing a concert. I happen to be hosting. I got to keep time on the stage. Production's running, starting to look like it's about to run a bit behind. He's not there yet. He finally gets there, and I go backstage, and I address him by his government name.
Okay.
Like, you're not Ghostface Killer right now.
Right.
Until I give this to you.
The mic to you. Yes.
All that time, you're Clark Kent.
Yeah.
So I address him by his government name. He's never met me before. I introduce myself like, hey, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah. I'm the host of Being Stressed. Welcome to Atlanta. All that. Players play.
Right.
You know, listen, we got 5 minutes until it's time for you to go on stage. Oh, I'll be there, Mr. Coles. You know what I mean? Like, he saw the seriousness, and like, here's Ray with him. He's like, who the fuck called him? Like,
Right.
and then goes like, calm down.
Yeah.
Like, that's my name.
Right.
Why are you wilding right now? And so he understood.
The respect.
Right. Like, I'm not here to disrespect. I love everything you do. Like, you have yet to do anything wrong. I know the backstory and everything. Pre-television show.
Right.
I know all of this. Still got respect for you.
Yes.
You can't come out of where you came from and do this.
Right.
However,
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Sir.
3 minutes.
Sir.
You're not gonna mess up my stage. Like, I've never had a show run late to that point. You're not gonna be the first one tonight.
Wow.
Not tonight.
Wow.
So
That's why you get the business.
1:30. You got a minute 30.
Yeah.
What do we need to have out on stage for?
For you.
I guess if it's on my right, okay, cool. Whatever's in the writer, it'll be out on the stage.
Let's go.
Fume, let's go.
Wow.
I'll be right back. 15 seconds. Here
Yeah,
you
yo.
1, 2, 1, 2. Cool.
Boom. Take off.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's done. The road manager is like, who's this guy? And the person paying was like, yeah, that's Draz. Fuck is a Draz?
Right.
You know, it was that. Who
Yeah.
is a Draz?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the guy that made sure you got paid tonight.
Right. Come through.
Right. This wasn't a performance situation. This is work.
This is work.
Right.
Wow.
And he had to remind the road manager, like, this is work.
Yeah.
And he's here to work. He's not here because he likes you.
Yeah.
He's here because he wants to see you win.
Yeah.
And he told him that.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that until like hours later. But yeah, I told him, like, you're here because you want to see him win. I'm like, yes, I want to see him win. I love his work.
Right.
I want to see him
Win. Absolutely.
So, it's those moments
Yes.
that make the job worthwhile.
Okay.
And I don't always get the call, But I'm honored when I do get the call.
Yeah.
You know, if it was up to me, every show from an artist that recorded from 83 to 90 to 96 that came to Atlanta, I'd host. I would host them in concert.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Like, it could be, you know, Rob Bass with no Easy Rock. I'm doing it. You know, I'll even DJ for you.
Yeah.
You know,
if
in
needed.
honor.
Yeah.
In honor of Easy Rock.
Yeah.
You know.
Is there anybody you would want to work with that you haven't? Because I say that because for those that don't know, listen, you worked with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Coming through Atlanta, the Pete Rocks, the Wu, Nas, KRS, like the list goes on and on and on. So is there anybody that you would like to?
There's actually 10 names.
10?
There's 10 names. They're not all hip hop.
Okay.
But there's 10 names. There's 10 acts that I would love the opportunity to work with.
Okay.
In any capacity.
Okay.
Jay-Z. Kendrick. Cole, Drake. Tyler.
Okay.
Pharrell.
Pharrell, nice.
Stevie Wonder.
Nice.
Portishead. Thievery Corporation. Jamiroquai.
Oh, that's a good list.
Yeah, and if I had to go to another 5, Sade.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Maxwell. Patti LaBelle.
Nice.
And Stephanie Mills.
Yes.
For my mom.
Yeah.
My mom loves some Stephanie
Mills.
Yes.
That's a good list.
It's a great list. I've thought about this question.
Yeah.
Like, I trust me. See, here's another tip for the boys and girls at home. Interview yourself in the mirror. Like, because there are going to be moments where you're like, it's going to happen. I call it self manifestation. If you keep training yourself for a moment, eventually the moment will show itself. I've been training myself to be interviewed for more than a minute. So when the moment shows up,
yeah,
I'm already ready.
Yeah.
She sent questions. I didn't read the questions, but I told her we just going to do what we do.
We're going to do what we do.
And she's asking questions that I've actually asked myself. So I already have the answer.
There you go.
Because I've been prepared.
You've been prepared. You've been prepared for this moment.
Phil Collins song. I've been waiting for this moment for all
my life. Boom 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 boom. Gotta throw the drums in. You know, I was honored to be on the same ticket, if you will, at Centennial Park when they had the Wednesday night wind down, and you were hosting, and I was honored because my brand was just a part, and my DJ played, and it was just great, and again to see you in your element, to see you liking people, reaching out to people responding to you, is always a good thing. And I was like, he's really good at what he does. You're really good at what you do. I want to talk about how you've been feeling.
Okay.
You look great, but I know there was a season and moment in time that we as a community, we were concerned about your health. How are you feeling these days?
Well, I'm actually still in that season.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah. I am living with chronic kidney disease. And currently I am on dialysis 3 times a week, 3.5 hours a session.
Wow.
And I am also on the kidney transplant list.
Okay.
So I am, I guess, considering, I'm in the best health I've ever been considering my situation. But I am continuing to maintain my good health while I'm being patient, waiting for an organ.
Okay.
And from what I was told at the beginning of this journey, that no one gets a kidney 4 or 5 years in. Like you're gonna have to. It's gonna be 7 years before you even be considered
for one.
So we're at the 4.5 mark right now.
Okay.
And I'm okay. Like I said again, I'm okay with that because I'm doing the things necessary to maintain my health.
Yeah.
I wish it was reversible. I really do. Like I wish that there was something that I could eat or drink or a change in diet where it would not. I don't want it to slow. I'm not saying to slow it down, but like to get rid
of it. Yeah. Get out of here. Like
it. And I hope the day comes where kidney disease will be treated like the cold, but I know it's not. I won't be allowed to see it, and that's okay. But I do know that once I do beat it, like that's a whole nother. That's my new purpose.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So, I have no problem sharing my story, like we spoke about before we started rolling. I want to inspire somebody. There's probably somebody out here watching or listening right now that is either going through it themselves or have a family member or a friend or an associate that is going through it. And I can tell you this much. It sucks.
Yeah.
It really, really sucks. But what's worse than it sucking is being in it by yourself. Luckily for me, I'm not in it by myself. I have 272 accountability partners in my life. And when an accountability partner is, in layman's terms, is just somebody that always walks up to you and you all right, you good, everything good, you straight, or what's that?
Yeah,
it's just juice. Like juice. You know what I'm saying? Like I have those people in my life. You ain't supposed to eat that.
Right.
You ain't supposed to do, like, Cinco de Mayo's coming up. I can't be Mexican.
Right, no.
Like, I can't have tomatoes and I can't have avocados. And I'm already allergic to onions. So I'm screwed.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love it so much. But I can't have it. And if I do, I gotta make sure that I double up my treatment so that I can pass that food through, out of my blood. So that's what's happening with me. I'm not ashamed of it. My situation happened as a result of high blood pressure due to hypertension incurred by stress. I had to change some things and edit some folks out of my life in order to cut down my stress, and I did so. And I'm in a much better, happier, safer space.
That's good.
I'm around folks that actually kind of want to see me alive for a while.
Yeah, we do.
So that's the best part. That's not family, So because I'm not always around my family, so to be around people that treat me like family, that want to make sure I'm okay is the biggest blessing that I am eternally grateful for.
That's it. And you have a beautiful daughter too.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. She hates when I get all mushy.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
Yeah.
Like, my kid is, My kid came in at a time when I wasn't ready to be a dad.
Okay.
But I'm ready to. I think since then I've done the best job I can with what I have to be as good of a dad as possible.
Okay.
I can't sit here and say I'm batting 1,000 at being a dad. I can't sit here and say that I see my kid all the time whenever I want to. Can't say all these things. What I can say is her mother has done a great job of raising a great kid. And while it may have it may have brought about certain tensions, I've been completely honest in who I am. Like I had just started doing this Dreads of Beatnik thing when I became a dad.
Yeah.
And it was this. I told those that needed to know, I'm walking on a much bigger purpose to a much bigger calling than what you're asking me to do. If that makes me the devil, then that makes me the devil. But I know my cause is righteous, if you will. And I'm being completely transparent. If you still choose to walk this path, I'll be here to support you as best I can. I have all the time in the world. I didn't get into this for the money.
Right.
So if that's what you're after, I'm going to disappoint you at every turn.
Right.
But if you want my time, shit. You know, please take it. You know, and that's the Sagittarius to me. I'm going to be completely, bluntly honest. Even to the point where it might hurt me, but it can't be. He lied. I don't want to be a liar.
Right.
I don't want that to be on my epitaph. The nigga lied. He owed me $20. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want it to be that. I don't want that to be the thing that, you know, I want my funeral, my homegoing to
like
celebration.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't want it to be like this whole celebration.
Yo, that dude wasn't nothing.
One dude hold up the wall. He got all dressed up and drove all the way across town to come to this funeral with all this free liquor, just sitting on the side, holding up a column, talking about something. I'm having a horrible time. I'm like, no, that's not what we're doing here. That is not what we're doing. And that's how Andre's life is much like his career.
I really like you. You're funny, and you kept it a buck too. But that's real.
Yes.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
But I'm, you know, she's about to graduate college.
Yes, congratulations. That's an honor.
To her, yes, she earned it. That's all her.
Yeah.
I just helped out where I could.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I'm glad I could be called upon.
Yes.
And glad I can answer the bell.
Yes.
When it rang.
When it rang, yeah. Because some fathers are not getting these calls at all.
And I know some of those guys, and we have meetings every week. We talk. And, you know, they're not bad people. They're just in bad situations.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly, I have yet to meet. I hear the term get thrown around a lot, very, very loosely, but I've yet to meet a deadbeat dad. Like, I've met plenty of dads that want to be dads that aren't allowed to, or aren't of a particular means to be able to facilitate being a dad. But I've yet to meet a deadbeat dad. Like, the baby's born, I don't want no parts. I don't know those people.
That's good.
You know.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't.
That's good. That's good. You don't need to know those kind of people.
Right.
That's not your style.
That's not my style.
That's not where you come from. What do you want to see for Atlanta now that things are starting to open back up nice and slow? You know, after coming through this pandemic for 2 years, weather's nice in Atlanta. You know, we get spoiled real quick. What do you want to see for Atlanta in the hip hop space or music space?
Well, before we can speak about before we can speak about Atlanta in a musical sense, we've overhyped Atlanta.
Really?
Atlanta's not. I'm gonna put this as I'm gonna do the best I can to put this as mildly as possible, so that our esteemed producer can also understand and give me a thumbs up when he relates. We have overhyped our wonderful city outside of our city to the point where everybody wants to come here, which is a great thing. However, we don't do things in Atlanta any longer that require the whole world to come to Atlanta.
Right.
There's no Olympics. There's no Freaknik. There's no national, international, worldly events that take place in Atlanta for the world to want to come here to either visit, much less to live here.
Right.
However, for some odd reason, we're full. Everything's overpriced. And the first thing I would love to see happen is that Atlanta become affordable.
Yeah, like back in the day.
And the reason why I say that is because the living wage versus the cost of living is lopsided. You don't make enough money to live in the 404, the 770, or the 678.
Wow.
So that's gone.
Yeah.
And then you have what I see now as black flight. You have black folks who lived in predominantly black neighborhoods who are getting bought out, and they're now moving out to the suburbs.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like Rockdale County, which is just outside of Atlanta.
Going east,
has seen an uptick in African American residents. And keep in mind, Rockdale County is literally just Conyers, Georgia, and then a whole lot of forest.
Yeah. Yeah.
The downtown Old Town Conyers, as they call it, which is their downtown district, is like this big.
That's it.
You've seen it all. It's now overrun. Old Fourth Ward is gone. I don't necessarily think this was the dream that Martin Luther King had.
Come on.
But it's the dream that we got.
Yeah.
Where we're shooting this wonderful show, East Point, Georgia. This is the last bastion of affordable Atlanta.
Yes, peace.
And this place is...
It's going.
Like, East Point is a Starbucks away from...
Yeah, it is.
Being gone.
It is.
You got Pittsburgh, which is a neighborhood in Atlanta. You have East Point. You have Hateville.
Yeah.
Once these three neighborhoods have signs of gentrification in them, it's gone.
It's done. Yeah.
So that's what I would like to see happen first.
Okay.
So once that happens, then we can concentrate on making the urban experience better. We need to teach our people about financial literacy.
Yes.
I would love to see our wonderfully newly elected mayor Mayor Dickens work to balance the residents in Atlanta, because everybody doesn't make high 5, low 6-figure salaries.
Right, that is correct.
And minimum wage is horrible.
Yes, it is.
Like, and there is no middle class here, just so we're clear. For y'all that still think Atlanta is an option, there's no middle class here. It's either you rich or you poor. And with everybody trying to go and get the bag, it's nothing but chaos and mayhem that's here. The equalizer, allegedly, is we have a governor who's now made it okay for people to carry guns without permits. You heard what I just said. So that's not because he likes guns, it's because of population control. Atlanta, give Atlanta about another 2 years tops. We're about to become the movie The Purge. That's what's going to happen. And I know it sounds grim, but that's what's going to happen. Now, from a cultural standpoint, from a musical standpoint, what I would love to see is artists talk about it.
Okay.
We're talking easily a 25-year gap of not saying a goddamn thing about everything that's happening. Think about what I'm saying. It's currently 2022, so we're talking 1998 easy. We're talking Bush 2. We're talking 9/11. We're talking the housing bubble. We're talking about the housing collapse. We're talking about President Obama. We're talking about Trump. Like, we're talking about North Korea. We're talking, and now currently we're talking about the Ukraine and Russia. All of these things have happened. Not to mention being overseas, trying to hunt down weapons of mass destruction and taking down two dictators,
right?
And still not coming home anytime soon. All of this has happened, and hip hop hasn't said a word thing.
Yeah.
And now, our wonderful city is now being touted as being the epicenter, with its finger on the heartbeat of the culture. And we're not saying anything.
We're not saying anything. But are we supposed to?
Yes, because these things actually do affect us as black and brown people.
Right. But since we're not teaching that, people don't know that they should carry that sense of responsibility.
Right. We're just happy that Juneteenth is a recognized holiday. That we're happy with that. But I don't know nothing.
You don't know nothing. Follow the hat.
Just follow that.
Just follow the hat. What's next for you? What do you got for you? What's going on? You on the road?
I go back on the road with Art Beats and Lyrics for our final 2 shows of this season.
That's a great show.
Yeah, we're in Louisville, Kentucky for the Kentucky Derby on May 7th, and we're finishing up our season in New Orleans, Louisiana on the 20th of May. Alongside my brother and my mother, we have recently purchased a venue. We are owners of a nightclub here in Atlanta called the East Atlanta Treehouse.
Yep.
We're looking to be open the top of the month, by June 1.
Okay.
So we're looking to do that. You can find us on Instagram and on Facebook. What else? I am on a very short list for a proclamation from the city of
Nice. Yes.
working.
Yes. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Yes. 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 Congrats on that. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
So we're trying, like right now, my team and I are trying to find the right date to have this presented.
But yes, that's important.
So we're in the beginning stages of that. The glossed over female producer beat battle.
Yeah.
Will be coming to Atlanta in September.
Yes. I'll be there.
Yes. And Real Chicks Rock will definitely
Yes,
be
yes.
one of our wonderful sponsors.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. And what else?
Do you have a book in you?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I'm starting to get into storytelling.
Yes. Yeah.
So what I'm doing right now through my social media is actually I'm crafting my voice.
Okay.
So I do have a book.
You do have a book in you.
I guess what I want to do, I guess I'm trying to create the book that I'll read to my grandchildren when I'm allowed to have them. You know, like, Grandpa, tell us the story.
Yeah.
Go pull this book out.
Yeah.
And it's read from here.
It was a time I was at A3C and
Yeah.
or I was backstage and it was da 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 da. Yeah.
So I'm on a fact-finding mission.
Yes.
At this point, so. Anybody that happens to be out here watching and listening that is familiar with me and who I am and what I do, if you happen to have any footage, photos, video, audio, anything,
Okay.
Please send it in to Real Chicks.
Yeah, please. I got some I'm gonna give you.
So
Yes.
it can get sent to
Yeah.
And that's pretty much about it. I think. Oh, and we'll be producing Reggae in the Park again this year at Piedmont Park this year. So August 13th and 14th. Tickets are available now. And that's actually atlreggaeinthepark.com. It's a website.
Nice.
And also, I no longer work at MJQ. I've been a couple of folks that have approached me and asked me when I was coming back to MJQ. I'm no longer there after 22 years.
Long time.
Of service. I'm no longer at MJQ. I'm sorry. I know this may be news to some folks, but there may be some folks who already know. I'm just... Every chance I get that I'm at an interview or I gotta spread this information.
Right.
Myself and my party superhero crew, we are no longer affiliated with the MJQ Concourse. However, we are all still available for weddings, parties, bat mitzvahs, funerals, homecoming services, openings of envelopes, gender reveal parties, all sorts of stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
Girls' nights out, boys' nights out.
All kinds of stuff.
All sorts of stuff. So feel free to look us up and feel free to book us because we have a great track record of
Yes, you do.
doing great things.
Yes, you do.
We know how we understand the assignment.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. How can people find you, Drez?
On all things social media, it's at Drez the Beatnik.
Yes.
It's DRESTHABEATNIK.
Yes.
And right now, I mean, that's it. Oh, and also, there's a concept that is being developed now, which will be executed hopefully by the end of the year, called Organics Fest. We're bringing music culture along with African American sustainability to the forefront. So we're talking farm to table. We're talking financial literacy. We're talking.
I want to be a part of
health
that.
and wellness.
Yeah, we could talk about that.
We're talking about all the things that will help us stick around and not just have neo-Africanism or neo-futurism be a thing that you only see in Black Panther.
Right.
We want it to be a real thing.
Yes.
And in order to do that, we got to actually be there. So
it's awesome.
We're working with a lot of wonderful vendors.
That's awesome.
That are great at what they do. A lot of wonderful speakers, and trying to get everybody together so that we can go ahead and dispense this information for us.
Yeah, count me in on that one. Yes.
And that's it.
That's community.
Yes.
That's community.
That's culture for certain.
Yes. I love it.
That's very Clark
I
Atlanta.
love it. Yes, it is.
That's very Clark Atlanta.
Yes, it is.
Service. Yes, ma'am.
What a wonderful person you are.
Oh, stop. Thank you.
You have a great timeline. Everything that you've done, you've created such a positive impact for the culture here in Atlanta because you love what you do.
Yeah.
And the mere fact that you respect and you're honored just to have people in the space with you, and you've always been professional and you love people and people respond to you. So thank you for being one of the few people here in Atlanta that has continued to bring a positive light to the city.
Thank you.
That's really nice. You are a legend. You're iconic. Yeah, I'll stop it one day I'll stop, but not right now. But that's my time, everybody. That's my time. Real Chicks Rock, you know us. We are everywhere. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Go check out our website, realchicksrock.com. And Drez would know this one. My person I loved so much when I was a kid, growing up on the radio, Frankie Crocker in New York. Yeah. And one of the things he would say is, may you live to be 100 and I live to be 100 minus a day, so that I would never know that beautiful people like you had passed away. Until next time.